What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we are doing the 19th installment of Retro Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing my Gemini Jets 1:400 scale ATA Boeing 757-300. As you may note, this is a Gemini Jets 2 model, as indicated by the logo in the bottom right corner of the flap. So this is a somewhat old model, but yeah, I would say it's pretty old because it's like 20 years old now, since that's, I'm already in my 20s, which is kind of crazy to think about. I got this model all the way back on Christmas Day of 2012, and I faintly remember unboxing this, not as much as some of the others, like the Egypt Air 707 and several others that I can think of. And back when I used to get these models, I filmed them on my iPad. I would sit in front of the iPad and film me unboxing the model, excuse me. And I just kind of kept them on my iPad. I never really had the thought of uploading them to YouTube, and even if I wanted to now, I don't have the devices anymore. They've since been probably in like an e-waste bin somewhere, or they've since been turned into materials for other devices. Who knows what has happened to them since, but the childhood memories. I kind of want to go back to those days, but at the same time not, just because things were so much different back then. So anywho, let's move on to the review of the box. I've changed my setup a little bit. I've got some boxes back over here, kind of like what I used to have back when I started unboxing stuff in this area here in like 2020 or whatever, but I've been doing it for far longer than that. These are just models that I'm hoping to get rid of at Airliners International at some point. I've got a bunch that I'm planning to get rid of. Not that I'm quitting the hobby by any means, I'm just needing to get rid of some models. So you can see more of the towers there on either side. So anybody that's coming to Airliners International 2024 in Kansas City and you want to get any of these models off of me, just shoot me a message and we can figure that out. So let's start off here with the box. We've got the limited edition diecast model 1:400 scale, image of the plane, ATA Boeing 757-300, your slogan, Boeing license disclaimer, and the Gemini Jets 2 logo. There's the inside with the plastic cradle. It has, I think it's somewhat yellowed over time. I can't tell for sure. But yeah, I've had this for over a decade, and the model is 20 years old now, so it's more than likely yellow, but it hasn't been exposed to the sun that much, so it probably hasn't. There's the flap of the box, or the inside of it, so feel free to pause this if you want to see more. There's the bottom of the box, which includes the registration. There's the right side. Item number on this is GJ ATA 475. Top of the box, and the left side. And then here is the back. Released in 2004, specifically in the month of September, just like the last retro review, which was released 9 years later. So move the box out of the way and bring the model in. It has suffered some damage over the years. This was dropped once and the nose gear came off, and I believe the tail also came off, the vertical stabilizer. That has since come off as well, but it was re-glued, and I think the glue has since weakened. It doesn't hold that well anymore, so if I tip it upside down, sometimes it's going to fall out, but other times it doesn't. So I have to be kind of careful with this. So either way, it's an old model, so what can I do? I've had this for over a decade now, so things are going to happen with this. But let's go ahead and do a review on the model. Starting off at the front, we've got the cockpit windows, and then we have like this navy blue underbelly here, along with the gold or yellow line that goes around the underbelly here. We have the ATA logo, and there's the nose gear, of course. 557 for the fleet code and the nose gear. Pretty basic for the time, but not too bad. L1 door, and then you have an L2 door. There's also some overwing exits right over there, along with the markings on the wings. Nice little landing light there near the wing joint. There's a beautiful Rolls-Royce engines, which look really good for the time. Move back, we have the L3 door, a very small door. There may not even be an L3 door. And then we have the very rear boarding door here, along with the registration, November 557 Tango Zulu, and the American flag. There's a good look at the beautiful ATA tail for the time. ATA was originally known as American Trans Air, but when they introduced this livery sometime in the 2000s, the ATA branding became like the main name for the airline. They kind of cut out the American Trans Air branding, and now it's just simply known as ATA, because I'm guessing that's what everybody called them at the time, so that's just what they went with. They ceased operations in 2008. Here's the right side of the aircraft, pretty much the same, so nothing too different on this side, but you can see just more of the applicable details on the right side of the aircraft. Nothing too fancy over here. And we'll flip it underneath. We've got the Gemini Jets logo and the stand hole along with the landing gear. Very basic, but for the time, this was pretty acceptable. And then we'll move up to the top. Oh yeah, I think it was one of the horizontal stabilizers that came off. So I think that one there, that one didn't get glued on really well. So it's kind of a little janky. So yeah, but it holds pretty well, so that's not going to be a problem. Got a couple details printed up on the top along with the beacon up at the front, the overwing exits, and all the applicable details for a 2004 Gemini Jets release. And that is everything with this model. Now let's take a look at the real-life aircraft's history, and this aircraft is still flying, spoiler alert. So we begin back on March 15th of 2002, which on the day that I'm recording this, March 16th, so you're seeing this way out into the future, probably in like late April or something, whenever I have this scheduled. This aircraft first flew March 15th of 2002, so the aircraft is now 22 years old. It was delivered that same month to ATA with that registration of November 557 Tango Zulu. ATA got rid of the plane in 2006. It was transferred to Continental, and it was re-registered to November 78866 in March of that same year. And then it went over to United in January of 2011 during the United Continental merger. And the aircraft, as I said, still flying today, and it has been painted in the Evo Blue livery, and it has been fitted with winglets since. And that will do it for this episode of Retro Reviews. Keeping the grind going, and I hope to have all the mountain time all the way to Airliners International. I'm going to keep working on them as we move forward. So with that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.